Welcome to Trailblazing Talks. I'm Dini Petty. Today's guest, Briony Douglas, has an extraordinary story. She has captured the world's attention with her striking, extraordinary sculptures, her life-size installations. And through her lens, she's also photographed icons like the Clintons, Oprah, a few people that you may have heard of, Jennifer Lawrence. What an extraordinary life you're living, my friend.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
But it started with what I think is so brave, because there are a lot of people who are like, I'd like to quit my job and I'd like to do this, but you did it.
Yeah.
You were in ad sales.
I was, yes.
In 2014.
Yes.
And you said, that's it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make the leap and live the life of an artist.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck were you thinking?
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like there was the person before that and the person after, because now I think I can do anything based on that move in my life. I, at the time, was working in ad sales for a company I didn't necessarily love. I'd picked up a camera a month prior to that. I was published over in Europe, and one day my boss, who was not the nicest, was being not nice, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to do something about this. I resigned on the spot and then threw myself fully into it. Now, I was very broke for the next 6 years, but it's
For the
turned out
next
well.
how long?
About 7 years it took to make a proper income off of it. Yeah.
There's one thing, if you talk to people who leave, women who leave an abusive situation after many years, people who leave an unhappy job situation many years, there's one incident, and it's never a big one. Was it that one day where the boss who wasn't so nice, it was that one little thing and you went,
Yep. That was it. I remember him speaking down to me, and it made me feel less than, and I something just clicked, and I was like, never again. And it changed my whole life. I truly do feel like it was two different people that I've lived.
We were talking about this before we started the interview. It's the artist's curse.
Mm-hmm.
To live as an artist, you need to understand the tragedy and the horrible of life in order to create the beauty of life.
Yeah.
And you also constantly live on, I don't want to look at that work. I don't think it's very good.
It's a nightmare, but it's also a blessing. Like it's how cool that I get to make a living and provide for my family by gluing things together and creating art and making other people happy. But also during the process, it can be really hard. Like I definitely have a lot of mental health struggles with it, and there's that roller coaster. And then when it's finished, I usually like it.
Okay, so for the first 6 years, it was difficult. So, okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm out of here. I resign on the spot. How long before you got your first job?
Oh gosh,
That long, eh?
It was very long. So what I was doing essentially was I would bartend part-time to like be able to have some income. I was eating Mr. Noodles for lunch and dinner just to be able to, I remember many times having to choose between buying tampons and food. Like it was hard. It was very hard. And my whole life was about making my art. And I really put it on myself that the only person that could let me down with this was me. So I just put my whole everything into trying to be successful. And then one day things just started to pick up, and I started to value myself more and to charge more, which was great. Yeah.
Those are two of the biggest lessons for an artist, whatever you're in field, is to literally go, okay, I'm worth it, and I'm gonna up my price because I'm worth that too.
Well, especially as a woman. Like, I don't think until recently, we didn't really talk about what our income was.
Right.
I was afraid to say, hey, can you pay more? Because then am I difficult, But the biggest lesson I learned in art and in business is the more that I show people that I respect myself, the more that they respect me in return.
Here.
Yeah.
So you started getting some work and you upped your price. What was your big break? What was the...
I remember this. So I'm a photographer and I make large scale sculptures. Photography has always done really well. I've gotten to photograph some pretty cool people. Oprah was bananas. But
Why? What do you mean she was bananas?
In just the sense that it's Oprah.
Oh, because it's Oprah. I thought maybe the whole session was...
No, she was lovely. She was lovely, but it was very quick. But I do remember my big turning point in my career was one day a friend of mine asked me if I could build a giant elephant, and I don't know why she asked me that because I don't think I'd given her any reason prior, and I said yes, and so it was actually for Holt Renfrew, and it was for one of their charities that helps save elephants called Not on My Planet. So what I did was I made a giant 5-foot tall elephant made out of knotted rope. It was 500 pounds. It was not practical, but it's
Wow.
still one of my favorite pieces to this day. And then from there, people were like, that's the artist that builds big stuff. So then it just kind of blew
And
up
that
from
was-
there.